Welcome to K-Drama Divas, a podcast and community for passionate fans of Korean dramas. Join us as we explore the captivating world of K-dramas, discussing the latest releases, timeless classics, and everything in between. Whether you're a seasoned K-drama addict or just stepping into this addictive realm, get ready to laugh, cry, and fangirl with the K-Drama Divas. Greetings and welcome to another episode of the K-Drama Divas podcast. I'm Amanda with my co-hosts.
Hello, I'm Serena.
Hello, I'm Maureen.
Today we are discussing one of my new favorite dramas called Castaway Diva. And we're going to give you the top 5 reasons why you should stop what you're doing right now and turn on Castaway Diva and watch it. Watch it all. It's wonderful. Castaway Diva is definitely in my top 3 dramas. There's a lot in my top 3, though.
You can't only have 3 top 3s. It's impossible.
It is. But, yeah, definitely my top 3. And Castaway Diva is about a middle school student. Is she a middle school student,
Yes,
you guys?
she is.
Or is she a high school student?
She's like 15 or 16, isn't she?
It's middle school. It's 9th grade.
Okay. That's considered middle school.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So she's a middle school student, and her name is So Moo Ka, and she dreams of being the next female singer sensation, K-pop diva, and it's about her journey. When I first heard of the drama, I thought it was going to be the most silly, fluffy, lighthearted drama, which I don't mind those. I love those. But this was complete opposite. Not fluffy, there's some lighthearted moments, but there is a lot of serious subjects, and definitely it did not live up to my preconceived ideas. It was much better. I always wanted to watch it, but then I was always watching other things, and finally, one weekend I watched it. But the two of you would not watch it. I felt like I begged and pleaded with you, watch this drama.
You did. I didn't watch it. One, I think I was in the middle of something else. And 2, you were watching it kind of live every week or whenever, however often they came out. And I like to watch them when they're all done so I can watch them on my schedule versus the Netflix schedule.
Oh, okay. I should have communicated better because it was over when I started watching it. I think it had just ended. And I watched it in 3 days. I was done. I couldn't stop.
Well, maybe I was wrong and I was just in the middle of something and that's why I didn't watch it. I don't remember.
I was already watching a few dramas too. But I had heard about it that she had this young girl mentality all through it. And I was thinking, I don't know. Because they never talked about, I don't know where I heard that from either. I don't know if it was just somebody who wrote a blurb about it, because it really wasn't that way at all. And that's what they had written. That
Maybe because she was so innocent through it, maybe that's what they meant by that.
Yeah, because I was thinking,
because she definitely takes some of the subject matter head on. And she definitely steps up and makes adult decisions.
Right.
And so, yeah, that's an interesting, something interesting for somebody to say.
Yeah.
One of the podcasts I listened to talked about Castaway Diva, mentioning basically that they don't want to watch it because it seems so far-fetched and ridiculous, and she's on this island and
the rest of them aren't.
I know. That's true. It's pretty funny. And I wanted to say, no, it's so good. Give it a chance.
Yeah.
And so I hope they do one day. And really, her time on the island isn't documented. I mean, it's documented, but it's not like they dedicate episodes to her being on the island, which surprised me. I thought they would. I didn't think that she'd be found so soon.
Right.
So.
In the episodes, yeah. But then they do all the flashbacks throughout it, which
Yes,
I think is good because
I do
you
too.
kind of come up with what you think happened and how
Mhm.
things, but then when they do the flashbacks as time goes on,
Right.
I think it enhances the story even
Yes.
more to
Yes.
see the reasons why things are happening and people
Hmm.
are doing the things they're doing or did.
That's true. And I think they use flashbacks in a really good way
I agree.
throughout the
It's
drama.
actually incredible if you think about her being there 15 years.
Right.
That is a long time.
It was half her life.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And how I mean, there's so many things it amazed me how much she gathered because then it
Hmm.
makes you think all of that stuff was in the ocean and washed up on shore. And is that reality? Does that much stuff get thrown into the ocean?
It might. It might be
Maybe.
'cause they do have beach
Hmm.
cleanup days everywhere,
Yeah.
really.
Right.
So that's kind of sad if you
Yeah.
think
It
about it.
is.
Right.
Keep our oceans clean.
Yeah.
Castaway Diva addresses some serious themes, and I think that's the biggest surprise for me. I didn't realize the serious elements that were going to be in this drama, and really it's full of seriousness.
Right.
Seriousness, is that a word? I've been making up words lately.
It's a good word.
I'm going to embrace it.
I'll be in Webster's next year.
So what did you guys think of that part, that aspect of this?
You want to go first, Maureen, or do you want me?
Well, the first episode, it's like brace yourself.
Right.
It was very hard to watch for
Right.
me.
I agree.
Really hard.
Right.
I mean, they were both tormented
Mm.
and abused, and it it was just so gut wrenching.
Right. Right.
It was so horrible.
Right. So I agree, but I think that the way they addressed all of the different issues, social issues throughout the drama was amazing. And child abuse was one of them, or spousal abuse, both.
Mhm.
I think that in it, it brought to light some of the issues that needed to be addressed as a society, like because they were abused, to get away, they couldn't hide because of the registry, he could find them wherever they went. And the fact that now that's been changed so that people can hide from their abusers is amazing.
Yeah.
So I think that's a great thing. And then it also makes you wonder, I mean, it makes you think about how many people every day are dealing with abuse like this.
Mhm.
You know, I think it's a way bigger issue than those of us who don't deal with it ever think about.
Right.
It's kind of out of our scope, so we don't think about it. But there's people that live with this day in and day out, whether it's a baby
Mhm.
or a child or an
Hmm.
adult, and it could be male or female. It can go either way because there are males that are abused by their spouses as well or whomever they're with. So I think that that's good. And I think that it was very hard to watch that first episode. But even as the episodes go on, even as an adult, there's some of that going on as the kids mature and are older now.
Mm.
There's some abuse going on. And even that, it's just,
Mhm.
I just can't imagine that one, somebody would do that to somebody else, and two, that somebody would have to go through that and deal with that,
Yes.
And go to such extremes to try to get away.
Right.
And I'm glad they've changed the laws there. I can't imagine
Right.
before.
Mhm.
Right.
But it was very hard to watch.
Right.
And
Mhm.
Mocha, she just seems like a happy,
Mm.
light-hearted teenage girl.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, this scene, she's being beaten by her father. It was such a shock.
Right. Right.
Not what you're expecting to see.
Right. But I mean, not everybody is the same, but they say that, they cover it up with the silliness
Mhm.
and the happy and and that's how she dealt with it was with her dreams and with the thoughts of everything else and the singing.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I do have to say, so Kiho's father, his name's Jung Bon Wan, and he's played by Lu Song Joon. I believe that's his name. Oh my goodness. he's the bad guy, the bad
Yeah.
dad. He is such an amazing actor.
Right.
I'm just shocked because I'm watching it and I realize that is the dad in Strong Girl Namsoon.
Mm.
The dad, yes. Yes, Mom. I even looked it up to verify. She's shaking her head in disbelief.
No,
It is. It is. Okay, here we
I
go.
love it. And Namsoon,
This is a K-drama
Mhm.
diva debate going on right now.
you mean the one with
The new one.
oh, the new one. Okay.
Yeah, Strong Girl Namsoon.
Okay, I thought you were talking about the 2017 one.
No. So do you agree?
I don't remember, but I know that he looks familiar, so it's probably true.
Yes, it's in here.
Okay.
And Behind Your Touch.
And he's in the one I'm watching that you guys aren't watching because you refuse to watch ongoing ones. Dr. Slump. He's in Dr. Slump. He plays a therapist.
Oh.
So here I've watched him now as a therapist who's amazing, and then sweetest, kindest father in Strong Girl Namsoon, and then Castaway Diva. Oh my goodness, so sinister, and he sends chills down my
Yeah.
spine, and he's such an amazing actor.
I think that's what I love about the K-dramas. They are fantastic
Yes.
actors.
Yes.
They are so good.
I agree.
I know,
They are so good.
So many of them.
way better
Yes.
than American TV.
Yes.
Not to dog American actors, but
They are. They are. To me, they're just fantastic.
I agree. They have such range where
Mhm.
I think in America, a lot of times, not always, a lot of times their cast is something and then they stay in that genre or
Mhm.
that personality that they have. And in here, even in the last one we talked about, they can go from one extreme to the other so well and
yes.
play both parts so amazingly.
It was, yeah, just shocking when I saw him as the therapist in my new drama, but it was easy. Like I forgot about
Yeah.
Castaway Diva. He was
These are
not
so
good.
good. Yeah.
And then there for me, like, and maybe both of you, the dementia aspect in this drama. Oh my goodness. Oh, I cried so much. I mean, I cried a lot throughout this whole drama, even though I loved it. I cried so much. My husband would walk in and say, "You're crying again. Why are you crying?"
But there's such low lows, but yet there's such high highs that you cry on both ends of it.
Mhm.
So,
Yes, yes.
yeah.
So, without further ado, here are the top 5 reasons you need to stop what you're watching and watch Castaway Diva right now. So, number 1 is the excellent music.
Yes.
It is such good music the whole time, I think, in my opinion.
Yes.
And I'm always right.
Of course you are. I agree. I think the music was amazing. And of course, if you want to talk about a favorite, I have to go with the song Waiting for You. And it's my favorite because it so represented their story. And I love that
Mhm.
Yu Ranju wrote it for them based on what Jun Ki Ho had
Yes.
told her
Mhm.
about Simoka and their relationship and all of that. So that's my favorite. But if I had to pick a second, Someday would probably be my second one.
Someday?
Someday.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. You don't like it?
No, I was just trying to remember which one that was.
Well, and if you look, I saw that there were 51 songs on the soundtrack, but I don't think that's really correct because then Michael came back to me today and was like, "Oh, I found the soundtrack and it has like 90 some on it." So then I started looking more, and I think there's really like 16 to 20 because I think what Michael and I were seeing there were like instrumentals and remix. It's the same song but without the words, and there were a lot of other things in there. So I have to look and see, but I think that number is more like 16 to 20, which is more normal. So
Yeah, that is more normal. And it makes sense because looking at the drama, I don't think, how could there be 50 songs? I
right,
mean, there was a lot of music, but
yeah, not that much.
Mhm.
Which someday, the song Someday, when does she sing that? Do you recall?
Wasn't it the song when they were it's one of the songs, well, I don't want to give things away.
Okay, it's okay. You know.
You heard it, you know.
Okay.
We'll put it in the footer there.
Yeah. We'll try to put a few links to some of our favorite songs at the bottom of this podcast or in the comments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how the podcast works, but wherever you think best.
Yeah.
Or if you're
Or
listening,
on our Facebook page. We
there
could
you
do that
go.
too.
There you go.
So,
Okay.
Parkoon Ben is a fantastic singer, though.
Yeah. Oh my.
And
Yes.
I don't think she's ever sang in any other K drama.
right, right. And I don't know if this is true because you can't believe everything that you read. But I read that she practiced singing for 3 hours a day for 6 months to prepare for this drama. And it wouldn't surprise me because she was amazing.
Yeah.
And there were parts of the drama towards the end where she's doing, like, she wakes up in the morning and she's kind of doing these voice warm ups
Mm-hmm.
that I had recognized because one of my cousins used to, when she had voice lessons and she would do the same warm ups. So I was thinking, oh,
Yeah.
so I don't know, but maybe she did.
Right.
That's dedication.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Either way, it was phenomenal. Her
Oh,
voice.
yeah,
Why hasn't she sung before? You know.
exactly.
Mhm. And I have a fun fact for you guys.
Okay.
So she released her debut album this year.
Really?
Wow.
Oh, so she
Yes.
did.
Yes.
I bet she had a lot of people
Oh
asking her
my
to do it after
goodness.
that.
I'm sure I wanted the album.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But I was going to look up the name, but I forgot. So I don't know what it is. But it just came out.
Okay.
So
I could look it up while you're
Interesting.
talking.
I liked Dream Us. And I think that's the name of the song.
Yeah.
But I'll be waiting for you. It's a very close second.
Yes.
I know.
Yes. That's a good one too.
Oh,
Dreamers wasn't my favorite just because it was so, you know, so
Bobby.
yeah. To me, it was from the younger side of her, so it
Mhm.
was just kind of, I guess, more poppy and more. Um, I don't know, but yeah, it wasn't my favorite. I mean, it was fine, but yeah,
I don't know if I can pick a favorite.
it's hard.
It's really hard. It's really hard. But I mean, maybe it would be I'll Be Waiting for You.
Yeah, that's
I did like Dream Us too because it's very catchy. Very
yes,
catchy to me.
it is.
So,
It is.
yes.
I guess I like the low ones better. It's okay.
So, this kind of flows right into our second reason why you should watch this drama, which is Park Yoon Bin, the female lead. She is amazing. And if you've seen her in anything else, you know she's amazing. So, why in the world would I have doubted how good this drama would be? Because
That's a good point.
it is a good point.
I almost think I need to go and look up everything she's ever been in and watch it.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
I just think she's phenomenal.
The only
Yes.
things I'm aware of is The King's Affection and Extraordinary Attorney Woo. She's had to do more than that, though.
Maybe.
Sure.
I don't know. I'm looking as you are chatting about it.
There were times when I would see Attorney Woo in her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds so funny, but there's just these characteristics, traits that she has when she walks or when she looks at things curiously, and it totally brought me back to Attorney Woo.
Yes. And I think that it was some of the mannerisms that made me realize that it was the same person from um, Attorney Woo. Because, I mean, and I was quite a ways into it before it dawned on me. And I remember texting Amanda, and I don't know if I was like, hey, did you know? Or, but she knew. But I was just so surprised. She just is so good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's been acting her whole life. Yeah, there's a lot of dramas. Hello, My 20s, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know if she was a
Oh,
lead
that's
in
one
any
that
of
I am
these. But
planning to watch soon.
there's a bunch if you IMDb it.
Yeah.
One scene that I was thinking she's such an amazing actress is when she's talking about a seagull she befriended on the beach. Because what a ridiculous story. Come on.
Right.
But it's okay. It's just part of the story. But she befriends a seagull and she will feed it part of her potato and they're
That's
friends.
so far-fetched. Seriously.
Seagulls will come for food.
Exactly.
They will. They will.
Exactly.
But she talks about how there was a storm, a typhoon, and it destroyed the island. She was out of food, and she had no choice but to eat the seagull's eggs.
Yeah.
And I'm almost getting emotional right now
Right.
because she's such an amazing actress that even that, like that story that's kind of comical, really, I was like, whoa. She just, I don't know. It just really moved me.
Right.
Well, she felt so bad about
Right.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
she
She was
did.
living with this guilt over
Right.
it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And at one point she's just crying, I ate the eggs. I ate the eggs. So
Yeah.
very emotional.
Yeah. You were talking about the typhoon,
Mhm.
and I think in the drama there are so many really amazing, I guess you would say, quotes or life lessons that, just little things that they say that really, to me, were catchy that I really liked. And like I said, there were a lot of them, but a couple of them that I wrote down that I really liked was, if you keep worrying about the future, then you'll end up with just as many regrets down the road.
Mhm.
So in other words, stop it.
Yes.
You can't worry about tomorrow because who knows what it's going to bring. Another about the typhoon was, just like how typhoons grow by feeding off the ocean, misunderstandings grow by feeding off time.
Yes.
I
I
mean,
remember that.
they're just such great life anecdotes, I guess.
Yes.
And the other one that I thought was very cute, very sweet was, "I'll be your mascara, your foundation, your lipstick, and your armor. I'm going to protect you and I'm going to cover you." And what a great analogy for friends.
Yes.
So,
Yes. I
yeah.
love that quote. I mean, it's amazing.
Yep.
Perfume Bin is so beautiful too. And most of the time in this, she's pretty average. She wears
Hmm.
baggy clothes, very like plain, I guess, but she's still so beautiful. And she just has this natural beauty and natural glow about her. And
Yes.
I love it. And she's good at playing this strong, determined character,
Right.
which you see in King's Affection if you ever watch
I'll
it.
watch it one of these days.
All right. Anything else we want to say about her? Anything? Anyone? All right. Number 3 is the love story.
Yeah.
I think it's a great love story. And who wants to start on this topic first?
I like the love story just because it is innocent. It's not your average love story. It's not, you know, you see each other, you fall in love, and you live happily ever after. I love the fact that it starts out in childhood and then there's all those years. And we kind of talked about this before, how K dramas are so good at having somebody disappear, but it's generally at the end. So this is a little different.
Yes.
Um, but the love and the connection that the two of them have was so pure and so simple, and it lasted through everything that they went through, and all of that time passed, and it was still there. And even though, without giving away any spoilers, with the other person that was vying for her affection, even through that, and I think she was trying to figure out relationships and love and all that, but I think in the back of her mind she knew that he was the one for her, no matter what. She just had to find him.
Mhm.
Right.
So,
Yes. I agree with that.
I think it could have used more romance.
uh,
That's just my opinion. I liked it though. I mean, It was good,
Yeah.
but just a little bit more romance.
Yes.
And I always wanted her to be with the guy that she ended up with.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, I did not.
From the get-go,
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know why the other guy.
Right. I think inside me I felt the same, but I wasn't quite sure who was who, and I wanted her to be with him, whoever him was, So I think I kind of tend to agree that deep down, I agree with you.
Yeah, yeah. I felt torn.
Right.
I did feel torn. Like, who should she be with?
Right.
Just because I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what was going on.
Right.
But I think that the love story between Kiho and Mocha is just so sweet, so beautiful. And I know my mom wants more romance. But to me, what's more romantic than being willing to wait 15 years for
Right.
someone
Yes, that's true.
and
Yeah.
doing everything in your power
Right.
to lift them up? And it's just beautiful. Like, that is true sacrificial love
Right.
that is shown.
He
And
never gave up on her.
never, never.
That was
Yeah.
when she found out what he went through.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It was incredible.
It
was.
was.
Getting chills right now thinking about it.
What more can you want, Maureen?
I know.
Ho and Mocha start off as enemies a little bit. They're frenemies. They're kind of like, she thinks he's selfish and he thinks she's too happy and clueless with no worries. But they realize they have more in common, especially the abuse. When they realize that they're both being abused, it kind of ties them together.
Right.
But they form this such a strong bond, and it's amazing. We almost lost power here in the K Drama Divas studio. We got it back on though.
We need to move more.
So I just think it's amazing. And in addition to this, even the side story of the two brothers in this film, and we're talking all cryptically because we don't want to give too much away, but the two brothers, their parents' love story.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. It's also a story of sacrifice and like deep, deep love. And um I don't know what to call him, Mr. Lee. He's drawn to his future wife,
Right.
their mom, like right away.
Right.
It's almost like love at first sight, but it's not surfacey.
Right.
And I love their story.
Yes.
It's so amazing, so beautiful. And talk about a picture of love in this whole drama.
Right.
It's so deep, and um, I would give the love part 5 out of 5.
I would
And what
too.
he puts on the cake.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Well, and
What does he put on the
Go ahead.
cake, though? Sorry to interrupt.
No, you're good.
What does he put on the cake?
I will love you forever. Or
Yes, yes. I will love you forever.
Yes.
Very sweet.
And I know we're talking about the love story part of it, but talking about the relationships, you have to bring in all of the relationships to me are phenomenal. I mean, what is her name? Simoka, her relationship. Oh,
Right?
sure. Yeah.
Well, this just flows into number 4, which is the friendships or relationships in the drama. Continue on, Selena. No. It's good.
No, I think that all of the relationships that are in this drama are so deep,
Yes.
and I mean, I don't even know Somokha's relationship with what's the singer gal
Ranju.
Ranjun, her deep love and affection for her, and then the Ranjun, her response back to that, and then Ranjun's affection for her mother, and
Yes.
the two boys and the parents. I mean,
Mhm.
and then how they just bring just there's just every relationship in here except for the horrible, horrible fathers. Yes.
Mhm.
Even President Lee, he kind of gets some, I think
He
because
does.
and the assistant kind of guy that's with
Yes. Yes.
it's almost like when you are surrounded by and the other singer, when you're
Mhm.
surrounded by that, how can you not be affected by that? Right? By
Yes.
that genuine, innocent, I will give my life for you, no matter who you are. How can you not be affected by that?
It's true.
And you see them all kind of grow and change because of it.
Yes. Yes.
It's the most amazing story of friendships and
Right.
relationships, and that part really really warmed my heart.
Yeah.
And like you were saying before, I'll be your mascara, foundation, lipstick, a voice, and armor. I'm
Yeah.
gonna protect and cover for you.
Mhm.
And Moka says this to Ranju when everyone else in Ranju's life has abandoned her, given up on her, basically also told her she has no talent.
Right.
And so she's rock bottom.
Mhm.
And it's just amazing um what Moka does
Right.
to
Right.
lift her up.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, and then I think about the two brothers, and they both, for different reasons, have an affection for her, but they're both willing to sacrifice that relationship with her for the other brother because of their deep affection for each other.
Mhm.
And to me, that's really special too.
And it's kind of an unspoken
Right. Right.
subject between them.
Right. Yes. Right. But they both know how each other feels.
Mhm.
Um,
And they don't want to step on that.
right. Right.
Yeah.
I think their relationship is more important than the other.
Mm.
So, you have nothing to say about relationships?
Well, Mocha would do anything for them, and she does
Right.
with all three. She is an incredible friend, and she cares so much.
Doesn't she even gets a job at the end?
Yeah,
Right.
she does.
Take care of them.
The family.
Right. When they all,
Yeah.
Yes, and it's manual labor.
right. Heavy, hard man.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And she has a smile on her face while she's doing it,
Right.
saying, I have a family to take care of.
Right.
I have a family to take care of. And her coworker looks at her so confused. Like,
Yes. Well, and that's something else I love about this is given her situation growing up as a kid and then being on the island, she could have come off the island and had an attitude of the world owes me. But she has the exact opposite of that. She, you know, growing up, my mom always said you can choose to be the victim or you can choose to be the victorious one and overcome it.
mm,
And she chose not to be a victim of all of the circumstances that she would have every right to to feel that way about. And instead, she's the most giving, loyal, loving person. And I think she looks at life and thinks, I've been given a second chance and I've been given life again and I'm going to live it to the fullest and I'm just going to love on everybody, you know?
yeah, it's true. So the relationships were amazing.
Yes.
They really were.
Yeah.
And number 5 is kind of everything piggybacks on each other, but 5 is this drama has a great message. Castaway Diva is a story of hope and so many great messages throughout the whole drama.
Right.
And I don't know, Serena, what do you have to say about that?
I don't know what else to say about it. I think we've talked about it so much.
Well, you know what? Not to cut in,
Yeah.
but I liked when she said 5 more minutes,
Right.
and
Yep.
that stuck with me.
Yeah.
It was like 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes,
Tell us more about that.
because she was thinking about suicide,
Right.
and then when she went into the ocean, she sees she looks up and she sees this cooler
Right. Icebox.
icebox, and she swims up to it, and it is some ramen. Not a lot of ramen,
It's expired ramen.
but she enjoys it.
Right.
And I think she says that. She says, whenever you were thinking, or whenever she was thinking about giving up,
Yeah.
it was like 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
5 more minutes.
You don't know when the next
Right.
When you don't know when the next
cooler will come.
Right. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It really gets me emotional because it's so true, and it's so easy to be discouraged and defeated in life. But it was just like, hold on for 5 more minutes.
Right.
And I don't know who needs to hear that, but if you do, hold on for 5 more minutes.
Right.
So
Right. I also was going to say that the story of the relationships and the overall story is they all had such different backgrounds and they all were hurt emotionally, physically, mentally, in different ways by different people. And as they came together and as they were growing and learning, they they each hurt each other as adults in different ways. But I think because of their backgrounds and because of the deep love that they all had for each other, that no matter who hurt who and why they got hurt or, where it came from, it was never done to be mean or to get somebody. It was always done because it was coming from they were hurt or they were reacting to a situation. But in the end, they were all able to kind of step back and say, I don't care what you've done or what you've said or haven't done, but I love you enough to forgive all of that and to forget all that and to move forward with our relationship. And they all, even though everybody hurt everybody at some point,
it's true, they
it
did.
bound them together even more.
Yeah, it did.
Well, even the other K-pop singer, when
Yes.
I really wondered, I wonder if they'll be friends.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it was almost like they were
Right.
they were warming up to each other.
Exactly.
They found common ground.
Right.
Yes, they did.
You did not think that was going to
No.
happen.
No,
No. Not
And
at all.
even the other K-pop singer in Ranju,
Right.
they found common ground in the end
Right.
too.
Yes.
And I think the K-pop singer follows her on like Instagram or
Right.
something. I don't know.
Right. Yes.
It was just kind of like a sign like their relationship has healed too.
Right.
Yes.
And
And I liked, yeah, I liked the fact that he asked to be part of her team,
Yes.
you know?
The assistant.
oh
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. He has moved forward.
Right.
yes,
Yeah.
there was an assistant that worked for the music company, and he had given up on his dreams
Right.
because he was so afraid of failure. And he had put out an album, it didn't go well. He could have continued on, but out of fear, he said, I'll just take a job at the music company.
Mhm.
And it turned him into kind of a shell of who he was
Right.
and kind of a bitter person, afraid to dream, afraid to be happy.
Yeah.
And his life really changes
Mhm.
once he meets Mocha.
Just
And
like everybody else.
just like everybody else.
A ray of sunshine.
So I would give this drama 5 out of 5. Completely.
I would agree. I give it
I
5 out
would
of 5.
too.
All right, 5s from all of us. So just to review, the 5 top reasons why you should watch Castaway Diva. Stop what you're doing, watch it now. 1, excellent music. 2, Park Yoon Bin. 3, the love story. 4, the friendships. and 5 powerful messages. It's a story of love, grace, sacrifice, perseverance, with reminders to pursue your dreams even if you might fail.
Right.
So, if you haven't watched it, give it a try. And if you have watched it, we would love to hear about that. We want to hear all about your thoughts on Castaway Diva. Thanks for listening, fellow K-drama divas and oppas. Catch us next time on our next podcast episode. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the K-Drama Divas podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's episode as much as we did. Before we part ways, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and leave a review wherever you get your podcasts. Connect with us on social media at K-Drama Divas to stay up to date on recent podcasts and to share your thoughts and recommendations.